Mr. Murthy is the acclaimed author of Inspire, Impact, Ignite and AI-driven leadership, books that have inspired leaders and change makers worldwide. With an academic background in marketing, he is a TEDx speaker known for his soulful storytelling and practical wisdom, resonating with audiences from corporate boardrooms to village classrooms. Mr. Murthy is the holistic healer, meditation practitioner, and the visionary founder of One in Universe, an initiative dedicated to developing purpose-driven leaders through spiritual insight and modern practices. His innovative frameworks, Track, Spark, and Flame Code have empowered individuals to turn confusion into clarity and stress into meaningful action. His work has earned several prestigious honors, including Outstanding Leaders of the Year 2025, presented on UN World MSME Day, Transformational Leadership through Storytelling Award, received from the Honorable Governor of Maharashtra. We are truly privileged to welcome such an inspiring figure to NHITM today. Please join me in extending a warm round of applause to our honorable guest, Mr. Kuruva Venkatraman Murthy. As we move ahead, I would like to invite our principal, Dr. Prashant Deshmukh sir, to felicitate our honorable guest. It's now time to officially begin the very first conversation of Voices Unplugged under the theme Ignite the Student Spotlight. To make this session engaging and insightful, I'd like to call our hosts for today, Sana and Himanshu, to join us on the stage. I also request our esteemed guest, Mr. Kuruva Venkat sir, to please take his seat on the stage.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a big round of applause. With that, the stage is set, the seats are taken, and the conversation is ready to begin. Sana and Himanshu, the floor is yours. Thank you, Sneha.
Thank you, Sneha. Sir, first of all, I, on behalf of New Institute of Technology and Management, I am very much happy to invite you on board for our first NHITM talk series, Voices Unplugged. So I hope that the knowledge that will be shared through this talk show would be beneficial to all of our bachelor's and engineering students in this seminar. So, sir, I request you, sir, if there's anything you'd like to share with the students, then please go ahead. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here. And I thank everybody involved in this, making this happen. But before Sarah and Himanshu take me on, I would request go easy on me. I am just learning. So ask me easy questions. I'll give you gifts later, okay? Now, before we commence this question and answer session, Can I take 5 minutes of your time?
Sure, sir.
Alright. So I'm here, obviously I'm here, but I'm not here for what I'm here. I'm here, I have done a couple of speaking engagements at colleges probably 5-6 years back. But after a gap, this is the first time I'm doing in this state. So I would like to see the students and I would like to know you rather than me telling about myself. Because the topic of today is about, I hope it is about AI and its effects on human beings. But I'm not interested in AI, I'm interested in the humans who will be using the AI. So all of you today, you are sitting here, probably in the next 5 years, will be at a very good position using different forms of AI to affect not just the economy, but also the progress of this country. But before that, you need to have a proper foundation to understand what AI is, not the way it is taught in textbooks, not the way it is marketed on Instagram, not the way it is told by the owners of the AI. So I want to take this opportunity to interact with you before we start the question and answer session. And most of my answers will be real, they might not be right. And for some of the questions they're going to ask me, I might not know the answer because I don't know all the answers. But to the extent I know, I will try to answer it. Just in case if I don't answer, and if one of you knows the answer, please be with me and answer for me. Okay, I would really appreciate that. Second thing is, when you sit here and when the Q&A is happening, I would request you to make some notes. Why? Because there will be some questions. Most of my answers are going to be single line or 2 line or 3 line because I'm not of much as because I'm a writer. Because I write books. Third thing is, after this session is over, and if any of you feel you have an idea or a project that you want to start, you want to be the founder of the project, please do get in touch because students have a lot of ideas and those ideas must take shape and those ideas is where the entire country's progress is dependent on. Because if you guys can take these concepts at this level so early in your age, then probably after 5 years, many of the Western leaders will look forward to listening to you rather than me listening to them. So I believe and I trust that all of you are here because you are passionate about something and you want to make something that this whole world appreciates. Not just that, but you want to make a difference in your own life and the people who depend on you. Is it alright? Is it alright? Is it alright? Was breakfast not good? You didn't have breakfast? How loud can you say yes? Say yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Now we can start.
Thank you, sir.
वैसे वो एक चीज़ मैंने में बोला बट
Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, today we are thrilled to hear your thoughts on the topic that is more relevant than ever. How to lead in an AI world with human intelligence that no algorithm can replace. So, sir, without any further ado, do we have your permission to begin with the interview?
Of course, please.
Okay, sir.
Stage is all yours.
So, sir, with the first question, how can the students of technology become torch bearers of dharma when innovating in AI spaces?
Can you repeat the question again?
Sure, sir. Sir, how can students of technology become torch bearers of dharma while innovating in AI spaces?
There are two questions in this. One is innovation. The second question is dharma. Okay? Innovation must lead to inner wisdom. That is when technology and dharma can go hand in hand. But the question is, how can students handle both? Because technology is taught in institutions, but dharma is not taught. So how do you handle both? Because dharma cannot be taught just like how technology is taught. The only way is you have to go inward to lead outward, which means that dharma can only come out when you see within yourself. That is, when you stop, pause, take a breath, then look within, see what comes out. Because dharma means inner compass. That is, just like your GPS, you put Google map whenever you want to go somewhere, and you know the destination but you don't know the path. You don't know the route. So dharma is that GPS which helps you to accomplish your goal, which is your tech, whatever, if you are creating app for example. So you write code. Or nowadays AI writes the code. In earlier days, action leads to karma. But in today's technology, code creates karma. How? Because every line of code you write has a consequence. A series of lines of code creates an app. And the app decides whether you will go right or you will go left. Whether you will scroll down or whether you pause and breathe. Meaning, when a student of technology creates an app, he should think not about how much money I will make with this app. Okay, because greed creates addiction. That is karma. And if you create the app because you have high knowledge of technology with ego, for example, if you create an app with ego, that creates division in your consciousness. Only a person who has consciousness, who creates the app, can lead to the evolution of its users. Meaning, it's not about what are you creating, it's about why are you creating. Are you creating to enhance human potential, or are you creating it to fulfill your own ego, to fulfill your own greed? So what is the intention? Java might hold the code, but the cosmos hold your intention. So intention is more powerful than your code. So when you are asking how can I be a torchbearer, you can only be a torchbearer when you follow your own dharma, and then that dharma guides that line of code which results in the consequence.
So it's really amazing how you connected dharma and technology all together. So by that, as we know, India is very rich in its cultural diversity. I'm moving on with my next question, that is, do you believe India's deep roots in dharma and yoga and consciousness gives us a unique advantage in shaping ethical AI for the future rather than the other countries?
See, India has given yoga to the West, which is to control your body. India has given meditation to the West, which is to control your mind. While the West is trying to figure out what is yoga and what is mind, we have already lived 5,000 years of yoga and meditation, isn't it? So we are the torchbearers of yoga and meditation. Okay? Now coming back to the question that how India can leverage this or how India can transform this. It's not about India versus AI, it's about AI through India, because we have, right now we don't have, but if you notice our ancient sages and rishis, They had the technology. If you go to temples, you can see the UFOs, you can see the rockets made 5,000 years back, not now. So the technology is there. Of course, it is lost, but it doesn't mean that it never existed. So there is no way anybody can say that we are behind technology. When people did not even know what is the T of technology, India was making waves, right? Now, how India can set an example while using AI, ethical AI. What is ethical AI, for example? What is ethics anyway? Ethics is your inner compass. That is, it not only benefits you, but it benefits the user also. Meaning, if I scroll down Instagram consistently, Instagram algorithm might get a lot of data about you. But is it benefiting you? That is not ethics. Ethics is when you also scroll down and Instagram also benefits, you also benefit in terms of some form of advancement happens in your thinking, thought process, in your speaking, in your speech, and the way you live your life. So both ways it is balanced. That is called ethical AI. But whereas right now what is happening is all the algorithms that are there, they have only one purpose, that is to capture your data, your behavior, and then sell your product. Are you following this? How India can make a difference? That is where you have to adapt awareness, you have to amplify your ethics, which is what not to amplify, and then you have to accelerate with the soul, which means that it's not about scalability of any business, it's about how much soul is there in that business. It's not about strategy of the business. It's about, are you putting the soul of your user before your strategy? So following, that's why this book I have written, AI-Driven Leadership, where it is explained clearly that how you can use AI at the same time, you can also be ethical. Like to give an analogy, AI is the brain of the body. India is the heart of the body. So both of them have to be in sync with each other, okay, to carry out whatever the goal is, okay, whether it is in agricultural field, whether it is in medical field, or whether it is in commerce. The brain and the heart should be in sync with each other. That is when AI will achieve its purpose.
Absolutely, sir. So, when ChatGPT got into hype and when AI, this concept artificial intelligence, even though it was in existence since 90s, but when it took hype with the introduction of ChatGPT and various other platforms around 2021, 2022, at that time, people were behind it like, yes, it is something useful for human existence. As far as everyone will believe that yes, AI is smart and AI will help each and every individual from each and every sector, be it agriculture, be it education, be it defense, be it anyone. But now, what big problem companies, or I can say people across the world are facing is layoffs. You may have recently heard about the news that Microsoft initiated some layoffs. And many people believe that AI can be a reason behind it. So my question here is that many fear AI will disrupt jobs or human relevance. So sir, how can students not just survive but thrive in an AI-driven world?
Don't ask me tough questions.
Actually, we are new to this as well. This is our first time doing it.
Yes sir, it's our first time.
It is true that AI will replace the jobs, okay? But what kind of jobs? will replace the jobs called worker jobs. Worker job means jobs where a task is repeated continuously throughout the day. Worker job means where the person will never question why am I doing this. Worker job means they just follow instructions. So any industry where a worker job is there, it will get replaced by AI. Okay? Having said that, what kind of job cannot be replaced by AI? I call them warrior jobs. A warrior is one who always asks, why should I do it? A warrior is one who feels before taking any steps in his job, which means that he is having empathy. Any job that is having empathy, any job that is having feelings cannot be replaced by AI. AI cannot feel the heartbeat. AI cannot feel the silence between two heartbeats. So any job that has empathy, love, cannot be replaced by AI. So be a warrior, don't be a worker. So as long as you are a warrior, your job cannot be touched. For example, teaching. Teaching is a warrior's job. It can never be replaced by no matter what AI is. Because if you notice, I would relate AI to third eye 5,000 years back. For every rishi, for every sage, okay, they all have the third eye, which is AI. Basically, they could see future, they could compute data faster, they could visualize anything they want, but then they never substituted that AI, that is the third eye, for teaching. Teaching was still done from human to human. Are you following this? So, AI will replace the jobs for sure, but only those jobs that follow instructions, not those jobs where people ask why. They want to know why, the purpose behind the job, which means that anything that can be automated will be replaced by AI. But awakening can only happen through human beings. AI cannot awaken another person. So focus not just on automation, focus on awakening the human being, which is only done by another human being. Alright? So those jobs where a human is involved, awaken another human cannot be replaced. Those jobs where anything can be automated can be replaced. So awakening cannot be automated, which means that I will focus on how to awaken people, not automate people. Yeah?
I'll forever remember that quote, be a warrior, not a worker. Thank you for that quote. I mean, I'll definitely use it in my work life as well. So moving on to that, what I have personally faced, and me or my friends or my classmates, is the peer pressure. So what my question is that the students who are struggling with the question and the confusion about the future, maybe the engineering students or be it any field, they are just stepping into this industry. So, could you share how you track and spark approach help that pressure on purpose? Like how to handle that pressure or how to move about with it?
Do the audience know what is track and spark?
Well, we need to ask them. Anyone? Track and spark. Does anyone know about it?
No worries. I will explain what is track. Track is a framework I have created to structure the leadership, because leadership means people think that leadership is only for political leaders, only for people who have positions, who have titles, who sit in big gold offices, who drive big cars. So that is the myth of leadership. So to break that leadership, I have written this framework called TRACK. TRACK means T-R-A-C-K. T is for transformation, R is for resilience, A is for authoritative, C is for collaborative, and K is for key in future, meaning visionary. How does this help you? Anytime, let's say for example, you had got the opportunity to lead a team of 2 people. When you have the opportunity of leading a team of 2 people, how should you lead? Use track. How to use track? Transformation. What transformation am I focusing here with this team? Resilience. How resilient can I be when I face challenges? A. Authoritative. What authority do I have? That means what expertise do I have? I can help this team. C. Collaborative. How much collaboration can I do with this team and other people to get to my goal? And K. Keen in future, which is being a visionary. What's your vision for the team? So when you put this on a paper and then write down your questions and answers to it, your team has now the purpose. Sarah was saying that, how do we handle this pressure? I would say don't handle the pressure. Convert the pressure into purpose. Whatever is the pressure, convert that into a purpose and then apply track. Okay, she also mentioned another framework called Spark. What is Spark? Spark is basically a framework to tell your story. Use that story to inspire other people, to impact their behavior, and then to ignite their action. What is the full form of Spark? S is for situation. First, describe the situation. Next is P. What is P? What is P? What is the pain point? Okay? Let's say today it is raining. That's the situation. Yes. What is the pain point? I didn't carry my umbrella. So I'll get wet. If I get wet, I'll become sick or I might fall sick. That is pain point. A. What is the action I need to take? I will call my friend, ask him either to bring an umbrella or I will buy an umbrella from a shop. That is A. What is R? What is the result of it? Now I am no more worried. Let it rain as much as it wants because now I have arranged for my protection. Okay? K. What is the key takeaway? Key takeaway is next time before stepping out, look up and see if it's going to rain and then bring an umbrella. So that's how you use Spark to do your problem solving. So when Sarah said that how can student use track and Spark is track helps you to become the leader of your life and Spark helps you to do problem solving. It doesn't matter, you take any problem in this world, you can put it in this framework called Spark and it will give you direction, action and a takeaway so that not only you follow that, you solve it and then you teach it to the rest of them also. Okay? But before track and before Spark, always remember, it doesn't matter what is the pressure, turn that pressure into purpose. That is when track and Spark will be very effective and it is easy for you. You don't have to take the pressure. Not only pressure, anything in your life that comes to you, convert that into your purpose. If somebody is asking you to get X number of marks, then convert that into your project. Make it track, make a Spark and see how you can go about it. So basically what it does is, it gives you a structure to walk through without actually thinking. Most of the time we are confused, whether should I do this, whether should I do that, can I go this way, can I take that, can I take this, should I continue this course, should I continue that course, okay, what should be my future, what should I do, I have exams, take that problem, convert it into a purpose, put that into Spark framework and see you will get the solution. And it works every time, all the time. Alright?
So, sir, while mentioning about the track and Spark framework, of course, I feel that all our audience would be very much excited to apply this framework when we graduate from our college. But, sir, one thing which I'd like to ask is about storytelling and leadership. So, sir, while mentioning or while answering a question about track and spark, so you mentioned storytelling and leadership. So, sir, could you give some insight about how we can integrate storytelling into leadership, especially for our major audience?
I will explain this with the help of a story. Right? I'm not used to sitting. Let's say the question is how to use storytelling in leadership. Okay, let's say I have to tell you something. Let's say we are in a boardroom. Let's say we are having a meeting. Now I want to show my company numbers to the board. And I will say my company made a progress of 55% year on year compared to last year. You understand anything? No? You are right. Now let me take the storytelling concept. Last year we were struggling. The numbers were down, the morale was down, there was no productivity in the team, and the market was killing us, competition was going ahead, and we had to really come up with a strategy that could change our numbers. And especially with the top management sitting on the top of our heads, we had to really work hard. That is when we have come up with a strategy called ABC. And then we tried ABC for 6 months, and guess what happened? Today our numbers went up and we are 55% above last year. What have you understood in this approach? What was the earlier approach? What was this approach? See, data can only inform. A story transforms. That's the difference. Always remember, data is good, but data gives you information. Whereas if you use the data to tell a story, it gives you transformation. And in life, we must always chase transformation, not information. Remember this. Don't consume information. Go behind transformation. So that's how we use storytelling in leadership.
Very rightly said, sir. Sir, so my next question is about AI. So as we know, in many countries like Japan, the AI is booming. Like everything has AI, be robots or anything. So what do you think would be the future of India in AI? You know, considering the population, considering the education of people, how do you think would AI work here like other countries?
See, it's not about future of India. The future of AI is India. Always remember this. It's the other way around. Because we have the technology, we have the Vedas, we have the Upanishads, we have the dharma. Eventually the West will come to our point of view of Vedic dharma. Because you have to go inward to lead outward. So, it's not about future of India. The future of AI depends on India.
Very right, very true.
So, sir, considering that we have majority of our audience as college students, not even college students, I can say enthusiastic college students. So, sir, for them, I would like to ask the question is, how can we, the students, can start applying the principles of AI-driven leadership while still in college before entering the industry?
See, this is a limitation that we put on ourselves, that just because you are in your college time, it doesn't mean that you should not do anything different. Nobody is stopping you. Right? Yes, your primary responsibility is to clear your grades and get out of the college. Okay, that's the primary responsibility, but that is only half of it. But the rest of the half is who you are becoming while you are clearing your exams. What is the soul behind that role of a student? You can use AI, you can do anything, and then you can clear your exam. But who is the person behind that? Let's say you have secured 99%, okay? But who have you become while securing that 99%? That is where the dharma steps in. So adapt with awareness, amplify the ethics, then accelerate the system. Whatever system that is what you should amplify as a student is not the question. What you should not amplify as a student, that is more important. Okay? Would you like to amplify social media while you being a student? No. So you should know what you should not do. So let me give one method for all the students. I don't know if it will be useful to you, but it was useful to me when I was a student. So, if you want to secure a grade A, I'm giving an example. If you want to secure a grade A, then most people ask, okay, how can I get 100% of this? Or how can I get an A in a particular subject or in a particular college? That's a wrong question. The question you must ask is, what should I do to fail in this course? What should I do to get 0 marks in this subject? And then list down all the steps. Once you have listed down, don't do them. It's very simple. You understand? What should I not do? That is one framework. The other framework is, what should I do to fail? Okay? Once you know what steps you should take to fail, don't do them. Okay? Let's say, for example, by 30 years, I want to become successful. Okay? Then I'm confused. There are too many options to write down and think and strategize. The easiest way is, what should I do so that I am a failure at the age of 30? I should not study. I should be roaming around. I should not follow up. I should spend most time scrolling Instagram. So make down all the 10 steps or 15 steps, and then ensure that you never do them. Then by 30, you will be successful.
Eliminate negativity. So definitely, I think our students will apply that. Moving on, since you were talking about our profession and all, what comes into my mind is the work-life balance. Like if we take your example, you have a company, but you're a writer as well. So how do you balance all that? I'm sure many students, they have a lot of hobbies, and definitely getting into the industry, many of them become workaholic. So how to have that work-life balance?
Work-life balance is a myth. It doesn't exist. It does not exist. It's just a story sold to burn-out people. But what you should focus on is work-life rhythm. Intensity followed by stillness. If you notice the 4 seasons in a year, is there a balance in the seasons? Or are they moving in such a rhythm that you don't feel any difference when you go through all those 4 seasons? Summer, winter, rainy season. Same way, in work life also, don't focus on balance. It does not exist. Because balance means 50% here and 50% there. That is stagnation. That never occurs. Can you show me one person in this universe, right from the day humanity has started, who can claim they have work-life balance? No. There is only work-life rhythm. The work should feed the life. The work should feed the life. That means you should be passionate about what you are doing. When you are doing with passion, then there is no work-life balance. When you hate your job, that is when you want work-life balance. Because when passion is flowing, then there is intensity, and then there is stillness. There is intensity, stillness. Intensity, stillness. Are you following?
So, sir, my question about industry is something many of our audience might be knowing or might not be knowing, but I feel it needs to be discussed in this podcast. So, sir, could you share some insights about Industry 4.0?
Before knowing Industry 4.0, do we know what is Industry 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0?
Well, sir, if we could have an idea, then we would be delighted.
Industry 3.0 is all about digitalization. Industry 2.0 is all about electrification. And Industry 1.0 is all about industrialization. So, Industry 4.0 is
Automation?
you are nearly there. Machines with muscles. Okay? Till Industry 3.0. Industry 4.0 is machines with brain. That's the difference. When the Industry 5.0 comes, machines with brain and with heart. That is where India will emerge as number one AI. Okay? Right now, have you noticed? ChatGPT, Gemini, or Perplexity, you take any AI app, there is one disclaimer all the time. What is the disclaimer? Can anybody tell me?
GPT 4.0, GPT 3.0, if I can say.
ChatGPT can make mistakes. Please do not trust it. It is like, imagine you booked a flight and then you are entering into the flight. Okay? And the air hostess tells you, sir, our pilot can make mistakes, so be careful. Will you enter the flight? That's the same thing happening right now. ChatGPT ke niche there is a disclaimer. It says ChatGPT will make mistakes. Please double check your answers. Correct? So Industry 4.0 is just beginning. It's in infancy stage. Okay. That is where India will progress.
So you are right now we're talking about progression in developing. India is also a developing country. So what? Now we are talking about AI as well. So my question is, now Gen X often drives rapid shifts in trends and preferences. So how should an organization ensure it stays agile and responsive to these changes? How should it ensure that it stays agile and responsive to these changes? Like it should maintain its class. So how will it adopt it?
First thing is agile is not about speed, it's about sensitivity. If you look at Gen Z, they are not loyal to anything. Today they'll buy from one brand, tomorrow they'll buy from another brand. In the older days, the organizations have a time period, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months to react to what consumers are consuming. Whereas in this modern era, Gen Z era, half an hour if you are late, you lost it. Because they have changed their brand, they have changed their method, they have changed everything. So what is the method for an organization to market to Gen Z is build a connection. Right now there is no connection between Gen Z and the brand. It's only transactional. Okay, it's on a surface level. So for a brand to connect to Gen Z, it has to go deep down. How do you go deep down? How do you go deep down into Gen Z head, their brain? Okay? Gen Z is longing for connection. That's why late nights, if you notice all these, why so many late nights? Because they want that connection. They don't know how to get that connection and they are running behind everything that shines so that they can feel that connection. Okay? My niece is 5 years old. 5. Okay. I bring her on robot. 20 seconds. 20 seconds she plays with it. And then the next minute she says, I want a new one. That's all her span of attention is. Till now, 5 years, I'm raising her, I could not figure out what exactly she needs. Because one moment she wants gummies, the other moment she wants chocolate. And the next day, she doesn't want that brand at all. Because Gen Z, they are running after that connection. So we have to make them still, which is ask them to go inward, stop, pause. Then they will know what they want. Once they know what they want, either they will read it or they will buy it. So you have to listen to them. Don't talk to them. Don't market to them just like how you marketed to their parents. That's the mistake the brands are making. If you market to their parents, parents will buy, these people will not buy. Okay.
So, sir, our audience have been listening to us, so I'm just interested to hear some questions from the audience if you don't mind. So, any questions from the audience?
Do we have any audience questions?
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Naresh.
Good afternoon.
So we just had a brief discussion about one in the universe. So would you just tell us more about what's one in the universe?
I'll tell you, let me explain a backstory. Let me give a backstory for you, then you'll understand. I had a girlfriend. She gifted me a shirt. I was very happy. Obviously on a Valentine's Day. I was very happy. And then we both went for a movie. And I saw 14 other people wearing the same shirt. Can you imagine my pain? That is when I decided I will make something which is unique and which can be made only once. So that's how one in the universe, meaning that design is only one in the universe. What I do is I create the shirt, I create that sari, I create that kurti, or I create anything, I create it only once. And I tell the manufacturer, once you print it, destroy the design. Because that design, you can go and check in the whole universe, you will not find it. So that means if you are gifting it to your mother, father, sister, brother, girlfriend, boyfriend, that's the only design that exists in the universe. That is one in the universe. Yeah? Any other questions? Good afternoon.
Myself, Shahil. My question is how to balance our work life and spirituality simultaneously. So, as we all know that people go into depressions and negative influences. So, how to overcome it?
Good question. spirituality on the other hand. The first question we need to ask ourselves is, why is there depression? Depression is disappointment. You want something, but you didn't get it. Okay? That's step one. Step two is, did you really wanted it? That answer can only come from your dharma. Why do you want it? I want to become the president of this country. Why? I want to become Shah Rukh Khan. Why? I want to create the best app in this world. Why? When you don't know the why and you go and make it, at the end of it, you will be depressed because something within you is still empty, unfulfilled, unsatisfied. You don't know the reason. Recently, yesterday, I had a leadership coaching call with somebody, crores of rupees. Okay? He and his company has crores of rupees. He says, Venkat, I have everything. Okay, you ask me, I have the awards, I have the personal achievements, I have the money, and we are doing 400 crores turnover per year. But there is something which is missing in my heart. I know that. I am not happy. When I sleep at night, I feel something is missing and I don't know what it is. What is that? Because you have not clarified your purpose. What is the purpose of building a 400 crore company? Why did you do it? Yes, you have done it because the society asked, your mother asked, your father asked, your coach asked, you have done it. But why did you do it? Let me give a smaller example. Let's say I like making lemonade. So I get a table, I put lemon juice, I put shakers, I put glasses. Then I enjoy making lemonade. I started making lemonade. My friends bought it, my neighbors bought it. I was so happy. Then one day, some intelligent friend suggested, wow, you are making good sales. Why don't you set up a big shop? I was motivated. I said, wow, yes, let's do it. Then I put up a big shop, lot of lemons, lot of glasses, lot of shakers, lot of everything. And then I started making lot of sales. But then after a few months, I realized I'm not happy making these lemonades. Earlier, when I was small, that means when I was keeping it on the table on the roadside, at least I used to talk to customers, say hello to them, I know what they like, I know what they don't like. But when I become big, now I'm mostly focused on selling the lemonade and not having the connection with the customer. That time I enjoyed making lemonade. Nowadays, what I'm doing, I'm making lemonade to run numbers. Because the why comes from spirituality. The what comes from your materialistic life. The depression, the negativity, the frustration, the disappointment, all this comes from that. The day we clarify the why am I writing a book? What do I want to achieve? I want to achieve that. I want to communicate that every human being in this universe is a leader in their own way and they are doing leadership acts in their own life but they do not remember it. That was my why in writing the book Inspire, Impact, Ignite. Then I became famous because I did TEDx talk. So my friends and students told me, oh, now you have TEDx, you should have a LinkedIn account. I said, okay, create it. They have created it. But they have shared so many posts that the algorithm of LinkedIn blocked my account because it does not know context. It thought it is a fake account. When I checked with them, they said we cannot do anything because the AI has blacklisted. From that problem, I wrote another book called AI-Driven Leadership, explaining that AI does not know everything. It doesn't have the context. It can only see data. Okay, data can inform, it cannot transform. So, what am I trying to say? When you know the why I have written that book to communicate to the world that you are going this way and this can happen. To communicate to everybody that if you believe that leadership is just a title, then you can never become leader. Why should you become a leader? Because you are born here. Okay? You are born on this planet for what? To inspire people, to impact people, and to ignite people. That's the only purpose. Otherwise, AI is there, it can do everything else, isn't it? It is fast, it is intelligent, it can write in your email, it can draft your essay, it can give you answers to the question, everything is there. But an AI cannot inspire, cannot bring change. The AI cannot impact your behavior. The AI cannot ignite action in you. Only a human can ignite action in another human. Just like a matchstick can light another matchstick. That is only possible by a human, not by AI. That is what I want to communicate through the second book, that AI-driven leadership means. Okay, you have to use AI, but do not get used by AI. Okay? Focus on automation, but trust in awakening. That's the concept. Okay.
Very rightly said, sir. So now I think to interest our audience, we can move on to the next segment, it's the rapid fire questions. So you may answer it in one word or one sentence as you like. So my first question is, a book that changed your life. Or next is, one thing AI will never understand.
The silence between two heartbeats.
Sir, if I may ask how? Sir, how AI will not understand the silence between two heartbeats?
It was an interesting answer
Yes.
actually.
It can never understand. AI can never understand the silence between two heartbeats.
Okay, sir. So moving on to the next question. If leadership had to be described by a movie, then what would it be?
Interstellar.
One message you want every student to remember after this session.
Leadership is not a title, it's a story that you live in your life.
Your favorite idol?
In which genre?
Sir, in general, your favorite idol?
My favorite idol is myself.
What is the importance of awards and felicitations in your life?
Awards are nice to receive, but not the reason to live.
Leadership or spirituality?
Spirituality any day.
So, sir, we also have a special segment of questions as we are about to conclude with this session. So, the questions are based on this or that. So, sir, it's you have the answer in our question. So, beginning up with the first question. Sir, before going with the first this or that question, may I know, have you ever tried Maharashtrian cuisine?
Missile power.
Okay. Just Mr. Pav?
Vada pav.
Okay, sir. So, if you were given a choice between vada pav or idli, then what would it be?
Vada pav any day. In fact, my friends, when they come from Mumbai to Hyderabad, they bring vada pav from me.
Okay, so sir, success or happiness?
Peace.
Wisdom or wealth?
Wisdom.
Legacy or impact?
Impact.
Follow your passion or follow your plan?
Have a plan to follow the passion.
Lead with logic or lead with heart?
Lead with heart, but think with logic.
So, team player or independent worker?
Independent worker to become a team player.
A startup hustle or corporate stability?
Start up any day.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Sir, introvert or extrovert?
Introvert in thinking, extrovert in service.
Books or podcasts?
Books.
City life or countryside?
Countryside.
So, sir, the last question, that is TEDx, stage or talk shows?
TEDx.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I request everyone to be silent. What an insightful and enriching conversation that was. Thank you, sir, for sharing your wisdom and experience with us. I would also like to thank Sana and Himanshu for skillfully steering the conversation and making it so impactful. And as we near the end of this wonderful session, it's time to express our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who made this event a success. For that, I would now like invite Chief to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of departments AIDS, Computer Engineering, and CSD. That today's event was truly inspiring student-led talk show that brought together the thoughts of leadership, storytelling, and interactive discussions to ignite the leaders within each of us. As sir's stories and examples led us to the event, it was truly amazing, and it was a platform which was designed to encourage the self-reflection and growth, featuring insights from an exceptional guest and the active participation of our students. Firstly, our heartfelt gratitude to our guest of honor, Mr. Purva Venkatramanamurthy. Your inspiring words and unique leadership stories have truly left a mark on all of us. Thank you, sir. A sincere thank you to our management, Dr. Prashant Deshmukh, for always motivating us aim higher and think beyond the classroom. A special thanks to Dean Academics, Dr. Sunil Kobre, for just suggesting the unique talk show format, Voices Unplugged. We are grateful for the heads of all departments, Dr. Megha Gupta, Dr. Sanjay Sharma, Dr. Niranjan Kulkarni, for your vision and continuous support. Thank you to our all faculty coordinators, Dr. Gitanjali Kale, Priyadarshini Barduzar, Ms. Bhagyashri Gavande, Ms. Hetal Purohit, for your guidance and being the pillars of support. And big thank you to our anchors, Sana and Himanshu, for their seamlessly leading us to the event with energy and professionalism. Lastly, thank you to the energetic PE students who made up today's audience and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeet, for those thoughtful words of gratitude. With that, we come to the close of today's inaugural edition of NHITM Talk Series Voices Unplugged. And to solemnly mark the conclusion of this event, I request everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem.
Kala
please sit back as our guest takes the lead and scan the QR on the screen to fill out the feedback form before heading to today's schedule. Your valuable suggestions help us to improve to bring your even better sessions in future. Thank you once again for joining.